Mr. Chairman, thank you, Mr. Hoyer, for holding this committee hearing. I want to start out by saying, I am here for fiscal responsibility. It is the principle that guides a lot of my representation. It is the beating heart of West Michigan that I represent. And I think that we are long overdue in this country for a hard look at our budget. We can't continue to run on a deficit. There are some positive things happening about looking at the ways that we can be more efficient. It's how I run my household. I think we should run our government the same way. However, I want to bring the subcommittee's attention to serious concerns that my constituents and I have about the Department of Government Efficiency. DOGE has amassed significant authority over federal operations, all while operating with minimal, almost no transparency and oversight. Congress needs to take a hard look at how DOGE is funded, what it's doing, and who is pulling the strings. The problem starts with funding. DOGE is receiving congressionally appropriated funds that were originally meant to support the U.S. Digital Service, an agency dedicated to improving government digital services to make federal services more accessible and efficient for the American people. But DOGE's activities have clearly expanded far beyond IT. When Mr. Musk showed up to a cabinet meeting wearing a t-shirt that said tech support and everyone laughed and jeered, the American people weren't laughing when they didn't have access to the information about what DOGE was doing and are suffering as a result of the actions. DOGE has taken on broad responsibilities that impact government operations, even regulatory process. In short, this is an agency with enormous influence, yet Congress and the public know very little about how it operates. Let's be clear, DOGE directly impacts taxpayer dollars. DOGE is making real decisions that are affecting hardworking Americans trying to make ends meet. And yet, it operates in the shadows, free from scrutiny and accountability. That is unacceptable. And if that weren't concerning enough, we have an outside, unelected billionaire, the president's top campaign donor, Elon Musk, making these decisions. Taxpayer dollars should not be subject to the influence of any unelected individual, no matter how rich they are or how much they gave to a campaign. That is why I introduced the CLEAR Act, which would ensure DOGE allows for public record requests and full accountability. We're not telling DOGE to even stop its actions. Just be accountable. Who can disagree with that? No president, Republican or Democrat, should be able to hide the actions of their administration from the American people. Government should work for the people, not in secret and not at the whim of billionaires. The government should not fund fraud. Full stop. I am 100% in favor of trimming waste out of our budget. The American people work hard for their money, and they have a right to know how their taxpayer dollars are being spent. And we in Congress have an immense responsibility to spend it wisely. DOGE has claimed to have found billions of dollars in waste and fraud, but the only publicly available ledger is full of inaccuracies and poor accounting in and of itself. They have not shared any credible evidence of those claims, and these publicly available receipts, as we mentioned, are full of errors. Just as I don't support funding fraud and waste, I don't support taking away someone's health care and Social Security on baseless accusations that there might be fraud somewhere. We need proof, and we need a process. That's why my bill, the CLEAR Act, is so important. I urge this subcommittee to take this issue seriously and support the CLEAR Act to ensure that no government office is allowed to operate in the dark. Congress has a responsibility to demand transparency, accountability, and integrity in our government. I ask for your support in making sure the taxpayer dollars are protected and that the power of knowledge remains where it belongs, with the American people. Thank you. I yield back.